Hey everybody, behind the camera here is Zach Rosen from The New Gay. I'm here at Netroots Nation in Las Vegas with the gay man that might someday be president. This is Fred Karger. Fred, how are you?
Hey, I'm great, Zach. A little tired from the night in Vegas, but having a good time at Netroots Nation.
That's good. We've all been doing some exhausting networking here, I think. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and why you're running for president?
All right. My name is Fred Karger. I'm a longtime politico. I've always been behind the scenes. I've worked for a company called the Dolphin Group. We ran dozens and dozens of national, state, local political campaigns.
Speak up a little bit, just in case.
I've worked on 9 presidential campaigns. This would be my 10th. I am, as of yesterday, I filed the Fred Karger Presidential Exploratory Committee because I'm looking into running as an independent Republican to be the first openly gay candidate for president in 2012.
And why do you think it's taken us until 2012 to have an openly gay presidential candidate?
Well, the issue of gay civil rights is an emerging issue. It's relatively new. I mean, we only have 3 openly gay members of Congress. Only 2 were elected as openly gay. 1 was outed. We've had some more who were outed in Congress and have left. The public is slowly coming around.
Yeah.
Interesting New York Times poll that 54% of the public would support an openly gay candidate, as opposed to a much, this is national, as opposed to a much lower percentage who support gay issues. So it's a breakthrough. Shirley Chisholm, who's a true hero and a hero of mine, broke the barrier in 1972 as the first African American candidate for president. She got a lot of heat, particularly from the Congressional Black Caucus, of which she was a member, for being the first. She was new. She'd only been there 4 years. She only got 1 endorsement. But she paved the way for other African-American candidates. Jesse Jackson, 12 years later, and 16 years later, and then President Obama, 36 years later. So I hope to do that.
How much shit are you gonna think you're gonna, or how much shit do you think you're gonna take from Gay Inc.? I mean, I feel like if anyone does anything without the express written permission of, you know, of the big G gays, they get some criticism. Are you prepared?
I have very thick skin. I've been in politics a long time. I've done this as I do things, and I've done things in campaign in a very methodical, thought-out way. I started in February. I've met with every leader of every LGBT organization first to get their opinion. I've asked them 2 things, to please try and keep an open mind and to watch what I do. You know, it's presumptuous, of course, for anyone to do this. You know, no one is ever drafted to run for political office. It's a personal decision usually. But I've gotten very, very positive response. In the last 4 years since I've become a gay activist, I've built a lot of support within the community, particularly the last 2 years with my Proposition 8 activities. I followed the money. I boycotted 4 of the biggest donors. I've settled 2 of those boycotts. 2 have been very strong participants in LGBT organizations, including even some that were involved in the Prop 8 campaign. I filed a formal investigation against the Mormon Church, which led to a prosecution of them.
Oh, great.
13 count guilty findings and a fine, unprecedented. And the religion has never been found guilty by the California Elections Commission, and they paid a price in public esteem and everything else. And then I filed a complaint against the National Organization for Marriage in Maine for money laundering. The heads of it have been subpoenaed. They are paying the price on that, and the money has slowed down. I was subpoenaed as a result of those activities and others, and I've built up a lot of support and empathy within the community. And I think that helps, and I think they realize I'm dedicated. I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
I'm not saddled with a board of directors like a lot of the leadership is, where they have to be a little more cautious. I can be a kind of in-your-face fighter.
Yeah.
That's what I intend to do if I run for president.
What would you, if you got elected, what would be the first gay issues you'd fight for? I mean, everyone has their pet issues.
If I win, I will sign the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell from the podium of the West Steps of the Capitol. I'm going to be talking about these issues. I'm going to hold the president's feet to the fire, who has promised us ENDA and repeal of DOMA and Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and has just tried to buy time. and I don't buy that. You know, he in his State of the Union, he's a great speaker, and I'm very encouraged. I saw him at HRC, and he promised, you know, don't ask, don't tell. Well, now he's put it off till after the midterm election. He wants to study it. Well, we've studied it for 17 years. It's time to repeal that awful law.
One final question is about the dirty R word. A lot of people think that being a gay Republican is kind of tantamount to being a Jewish Nazi. You know, how do you just fit in? Gay Republicans, unknown species.
Yeah, gay Republican would be considered by many an oxymoron. I have always been a crusader to moderate the party. My mentors, Senator Charles Percy, Illinois, and Nelson Rockefeller, and Dwight Eisenhower, many others. You know, the social Christian conservative takeover of the party is a relatively new phenomena, and what is the result, or what has been the result, is that, you know, the Republican Party will be extinct unless we work to bring new people into the party, to get rid of this hateful, awful platform and turn it into a one-page party platform that will welcome people in. So I want to shake it up. I want to be the conscience of the debates amongst fellow Republicans who have been gay bashing for their you know, many for their whole career, and I want to try and bring younger people in and make it cool again to be a Republican, kind of like Reagan did. And so he was a very conservative guy, but people trusted him and respected him, and he stuck to the positions, and he took positions people don't like. I happen to be very progressive on particularly the social issues. A lot of people are already uncomfortable with that within the Republican Party. I feel much more at home at Netroots Nation than I would at the right conference this weekend, and so I'm going to shake it up. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to do a lot of events. I'm going to do a voter registration program that I'm going to hopefully be involved with, called Milk the Vote, after our late great leader Harvey Milk, to bring in younger people, not to the Republican Party necessarily, but to both parties and to the independent category, because they'll be around for 7 or 8 decades. They'll be voting not just for our issues as they come up, but for progressive candidates.
Cool. Well, thank you, Fred. Good luck.
Thank you, Zach.